All right, everybody. Welcome back to Held Accountable. I'm Brandon. Mitch is not with us right now. He's stuck in traffic. You gotta love traffic in the Edmonton area. Not. So he's gonna try to join in here a little bit later when he can, but I am here with, well, I can call you a friend. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I'd say we became friends at this point, but here with Ryan from Double Down Outdoors. On
What's
a
going
second,
on, man?
yeah, man.
Feels good to be back. It's been too long.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like second time, but it feels so long ago. That was like entry stages of the podcast too. Like I remember how giddy I was just to have you on, and now it's like now I'm just like, hey, dude, what's going
Oh
on?
man, how
Let's
much
let's.
talking have we done in between then? I mean, like
Well,
I've
that's
probably
true.
racked your head as much as you've racked mine about, you know, different things with hunting and all the challenges we seem to go through more than the guy would like to admit.
Well, that's just it. I was gonna say like hunting. It's like hunting and faith. Hey, man, have you, whatever, going through this, or could you imagine this happen? And then yeah, you just you're talking that faith aspect, and then obviously hunting, like it's, it's obviously talking, texting about hunting. So
Yeah.
um which you dropped some cliffhangers on me with your bear season, and you really didn't give me much. Just told me basically it's going to be worth a podcast, worth an episode. So that's what sparked this one. uh I don't even know how to intro it. I mean, to sum it up, you killed two bears, but you didn't just kill two bears. Um,
Yeah.
you
It was
killed two
different.
two special bears. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give you the floor, man, and just kind of let you tee it up from the beginning. Like, obviously, you're baiting, you got your spots, and you got some history. Um, so I just run us through, and if I find a moment to pause or maybe throw a question at you, I'll hit you then.
Yeah, man. I mean, where does the guy want to start? It was a long road. This season was just overall at the end of it, it was you can't even really put it into words how incredible it was. But I mean, right down to the nitty gritty of it, there's just kind of kick things off. There's this bear. We've been talking about him for
Hmm.
3 years now. We called him Collar Bear for all the right reasons. It was just the most talked about bear that we've had on any of my bait sites, and as long as I've been bear hunting. Killed some special bears in my lifetime, but nothing compared to this thing and just the history that we built with this bear. And you know, every spring, it's a grind. Getting out there early in the snow, it's kind of miserable sometimes. I mean, I'm sure you kind of saw the winter we had and you
Oh yeah.
experienced it yourself. It was never ending, right? It was just snow, snow, and more snow, and the snow just didn't snow. Like it just kept coming late into April, right? And
Hmm.
like normally we're out there putting baits out third or last week of March. As soon as we can, that 2 week window before the season starts on April 1. So
Hmm.
that obviously wasn't the case this year. That we tried, but it just didn't work out that way for us. And we figured we're just doing ourselves an injustice, breaking our machines and breaking ourselves just out here, doing our thing and just working
Qu-
harder than we have to, right?
questioning everything, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, and that's just it. Because like last year, right from the beginning, was just a hard year overall. And I was like, man, like we're in for another one. It's going to be another one of those seasons. And um, said a couple prayers and like straight up, man, I was just questioning everything. It just didn't feel like it didn't feel like we were back in it at all. Like I don't know if you've ever got that feeling. Like I know sometimes when opening day comes around, it's like, geez, like we're here.
Dude,
Um,
I even just scouting, like 2 weeks ago, I was fired up. Like fired up. And then I
yeah,
just went out yesterday and I literally questioned everything I was doing. I'm like, what am I doing?
yeah.
What? Like there was like this like blanket of discouragement.
Like it's late June. What am I doing out here? I got
Like,
2 months. Like,
yeah, and it's like all the rain, all the water, all the mosquitoes. It's
Yeah,
just like, why? What am I? I don't know. You can't. It's not even explainable. It's just like that. You just feel heavy, and you're like, and it's
it's just
crazy that
discouraging.
you can just love something so much, but yet feel so discouraged in it.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. It's such a double-edged sword, man, because it's that's what hunting is. It's something that brings you so much joy, and
Hmm.
but it also brings you some of the biggest hardships that you'll ever have to go through in life.
Yeah.
And not everyone can see that unless you're in
Well,
it, right?
that's just it. Yeah, the gram, whatever. Like you don't see that behind the scenes stuff that you.
No, social media makes things look so much better than they actually are.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's just what it is, man. Um,
100%.
but coming into it, like I said, I mean, we were baiting well into May, and getting everything set up. And, we feel so behind. And my good buddy Nick Tab, he's a huge help. He's right along beside me doing all the baits and chipping in just as much as I am. Really
Hmm.
good friend of mine, and it's good to have a guy like that around. But obviously we talk a lot, and just going back and forth. Like, man, like, what is going on? It's April 17th, and by this time last year, like, we already had a couple baits hitting, and you know we still got 2-3 feet of snow with the baits, and it's just
Hmm.
nasty.
Hmm.
So whatever, Mother Nature has a way of playing games, and she burned off all the snow pretty darn quick when she wanted to,
Hmm.
which was nice, right? And once the snow burned off, things started picking up slowly. Started out with smaller bears, 17s, 18s, kind of stuff like that, and then things got really good. I think it would have been a second or third week, second week of May, end of the second week of May. We started getting some good bears on cam, and I was like, okay, it might be go time.
Right.
And meanwhile, this whole time, like, I'm waiting on my new Arc 34 to show up. And so during all this that we have, like, one bear in particular that I called Scar Bear, he popped off and was out of bait, like, as frequent as you could ask for a Boone and Crockett caliber black bear, uh, for a week, for 7 days straight, all hours of the day. Like, just, there was other bears at the bait. He just didn't care. He ran that bait. And this whole time I'm just waiting on my R34 to get here, and I'm just chomping at the bit. Like, I just couldn't bring myself to get out there and just finish it with a gun, because that's just not really what I'm into with bear hunting.
No, I agree.
Personally, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys who are, and that's a okay. It's just it's a thing for me. So
Yep.
um, yeah, I mean, I'm waiting, right? And finally, it gets here. I spend the day getting it all dialed in. I'm like, okay, like, I got this bear in such a rhythm. Like, this should be probably one of the most killable boars I've ever had. And this just goes right back to how things go. It's like, he's
Yeah.
been there for 7 days straight,
Oh,
all hours of the day.
surely he'll be there on the 8th. Yeah.
Surely, yeah, surely he'll be there on the 8th at some point. Um, and right before my brother-in-law Damon, who did a bunch of filming for us this spring, headed out there, I got a notification on my Reconoco cell camera from a different bait 5 kilometers away. Uh, I, hindsight, I didn't really want to put that bait up this year, just for that reason, because of the chance of sharing bears, and sure as heck it was him.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, like, this sucks. Which I could have just went and set that other bait, but I was like, you know what, he's been at this other bait for 7 days, like, like, he's gonna come back. And so we wrote it out, and we jump in the stand, got all set up, and then the waiting game begins, and yeah, go figure, he doesn't show up the first night. And I mean, we got 2 cell cameras running for footage. We got 3 cameras up in the stand. Like, it is the most primo footage you could ask for. Like, we're set up for success, and yeah, he didn't come in. Um, which sucked, but it is what it is.
Yep.
It's you're sitting for a bear bait, so you're not too worried. He'll be back. So the next night, Damon had to work. I went out there by myself, just packed all my filming gear like I normally do, and yeah, this bear. I think I was in the stand. I think I was in the stand for no, it was closer to 6 hours. I think, but
Wow,
yeah, it was a longer sit.
that's a pretty good set. Yeah.
Yeah, I got in early enough. Just whatever. Kind of figured he's kind of prior to that he was there at all different hours, like I said. So who knows, right? Uh, but I got up in the stand and waiting. 6 hours goes by and filming some talking stuff. And I see the scar there, big scar on his right above his right eyebrow,
Okay.
and he comes in trotting in. Got amazing footage of him because he wouldn't give me a shot for I think it was about 15 or 20 minutes, and he just playing with the barrels, doing his thing, knocking them over and trying to spill them, and finally he gives me a shot, and I draw back and feeling good, and boom, let an arrow fly, and just instant regret, man. Like
Oh no.
he gave me every shot opportunity I could ask for in that moment. Like, just perfect broadside. Everything about it was good except the shot. It was just as soon as that arrow left that bow, it was man, it was rough. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
what
it just
do you know what caused it? Like, was it just a human error? Was it? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I could make up a bunch of excuses,
Of
but
course, yeah, I know,
I,
I
I,
know.
I honestly, what it came down to, it was just me. I
Right.
pulled the shot or put it too low because that's what
Mm,
what it ended up being, and um, yeah, I just messed up. It happens, and that's bow hunting. But I mean, drew blood, so obviously I'm gonna go do my due diligence. I'm gonna go look for this thing.
100%.
Um, and so like I called my brother-in-law Damon at this time because it was getting close to dark. He was off his shift, and I'm like you better come out here just because just in case. Like I'd like to have this recovery on film. It's a pretty good moment, and yeah, no, I mean we looked long into the night, and I watched that video so many times, and it
Gosh.
got worse every time I watched it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I looked long in the night, went home, got whatever sleep I could, I guess, and then hit it hard the next morning looking, and it was just the same answer. It was like he's gone.
Right.
This is the first bear that I've ever lost. But I can admit that it happens. It happened.
Yeah.
So whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like I said in that post there, I got some pretty raw footage of it. It's just what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and stew on it and let it kind of wreck your season.
I know.
It's
Let's
you
just
can't
say,
do that.
like, I don't know, it's a good little side topic too, because um I've made my bad shots, clearly. I mean, everybody has. Let's just be straight about it. And if you
Yeah.
haven't, I don't think you're being honest. Um and if you have a soul and if you have that connection and that love for hunting, it's gonna wreck you. Like it's not a good feeling. And everybody makes it sound so easy, like brush it off. You just got to keep going. But man, it's hard. Man, it is hard.
Oh man, yeah, it's tough. And
Like,
like anyone who tells you like that's been bow hunting for any length of time and hard enough, that tells you they've never wounded or missed or made a mistake. They're either lying or they just don't bow hunt enough. And
hmm
like it happens. It's just
yeah,
it
crap
happens in
happens,
guns too,
man.
man. Like it happens to everyone at some point. Do it
Yeah,
long enough, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. I said I'm not gonna let this just eat me alive and just kind of get me down. So that night I just jumped right back in the stand and I went to a different bait site. I had a different bear, great big blaze bear. He ended up going in on the 20 and 13/16. So just a
Okay.
great big bear, like a lot bigger than what the cameras did him justice for. Like that's not even exaggeration.
Mm,
We couldn't believe it when we got up to that thing. But I mean, it again. Like I just jumped right back in the stand. Was there 4 hours, 5 hours, and yeah, he comes waddling into the bait. There's all kinds of action. He's bumping the smaller bears off. He's large and in charge, and same thing. He's kind of not giving me a shot, and then he eventually. I'm at full draw because he stood up, and I'm waiting for him to turn and give me that right shot. And he just walks straight at me, right underneath my stand. And he stands up, and he's standing up right under a tree, right underneath my stand. And he's scratching his back, doing his thing, standing full upright. And he looks right up at me, and I'm at full draw, and I'm pointed down at him. I'm like, dude, you do not want to take a risky shot right now.
yeah.
Like you are being gifted another opportunity here. Do not mess this up.
Don't blow it. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. I mean, I held that draw for quite a while. I let off. He busted. But I mean, that bait was so hot. He just turned and burned. Came back in like 2 minutes later. Same thing. Wouldn't give me a shot. Walked off the bait site. And he walked all the way down this bait trail, all the way back to the truck. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, seriously, like this is rough, man. Like I
Yeah.
just can't wrap my head around what's going on.
Yeah.
And
Just
yeah,
trials, right? It's like the trials of life. You're just being hit with all these little things, and it's just, yeah, those questions in your head. I can hear them, like in my own way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just like,
oh
why, what, why?
yeah, why? 100%. That was like the biggest question mark, man. It was just why? Like, what is going on? And that that 10 minutes that he was gone before he actually ended up walking back down the bait trail from where he just walked out of and back onto the bait was rough. But he did. He came back on, laid down. And I mean, it's definitely might be a hot topic, but I really like laying down shots on bears.
Okay.
Really, really big fan of them. If it's a good situation.
Why,
Um,
why would you, why do you prefer that? Like, what's your reasoning?
well, bear like if you look at a bear's anatomy, they're built very funny as compared to a whitetail or an elk or a moose, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The typical stuff. Um, their kill zone where their heart is placed is in such a weird spot, tucked low and in behind. A lot of different things. When they're laying down, everything that's inside of them is squished together, right? So that everything that you want to hit is almost, I don't want to say like pushed into a ball, but it's compressed.
Right.
So this bear is laying down, quartering towards me just a touch, and his rear right leg is kind of kicked, like he's kind of leaning towards me.
Okay.
So now again, you have the height of the tree stand working with you, as well as everything being compressed. So that arrow is going in him, through him, and down through him into the dirt. You're gonna hit some really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Given if your windage is good, I mean, you could still pull that shot and be
Yeah.
you know too far
Still
back and
can
too
still
far
blow
forward.
it.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah.
a million ways to mess that up still.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But in that moment, I was calm. I was like, what? We played a good little game here. Just breathe. You got a good shot here. Drew back. He's laying down. He's comfortable. He's eating, and yeah, let it buck and that started running these Tulu broadheads this year, and man, I I have no complaints about these things, and that was a real good trial of that. It clean pass through, bear piled up 30, 35 ish yards behind the bait site, just perfectly clean. It couldn't have worked out any better. Besides
Yeah.
getting eaten alive by the mosquitoes that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went in, recovered him, all was good. Big thanks to my uncle
Unreal.
Dennis. He's came and booted it with me till about 4 in the morning is when we got home.
Yeah,
So
that's man.
yeah,
Well, congratulations on that. Like that's a little bit of a redemption story and a perseverance. Like that's cool. That's encouraging. I hope that's encouraging for people. Like you just got to keep going. You can't quit.
yeah, like that's if there's anything I could say about messing up and moving forward, it's just that like just move forward. Like there's nothing that you can do once you get home and watch and replay that video that's going to change what just happened.
I know.
It might answer some questions. It's going to
Yeah,
give
you
you
might verify some things, but it doesn't change the situation. It doesn't change the outcome.
no, no, absolutely not. If
Yeah.
anything, it might change the way you attack it the next day if you have that confidence with what unfolded. But I mean, like in that situation, there was just zero confidence. Like I hit
Right.
him low. That bear, like that first one, it was low. I was hitting nothing. Like I basically grazed the back of his forearm at best, or the back of his bicep, I should say.
Right.
Wasn't that low, but it was just a flesh wound. And funny enough, 10 o'clock that night, the night that I shot the blaze bear, the following night, um, that bear that I had shot the night before, shot at, I should say, came right back, was back on the bait site, and
No.
yeah, man, it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, as I was driving back to the bait site to go meet up with my uncle, and my buddy Nick, I was telling you about earlier, he's hooked up to all my Reconico cell cameras too, so
Yep.
he can see what's going on as well. And he's like, dude, you got to look at the high ridge camera. I'm like, no way. And yeah,
There
sure
he
enough,
is.
open it up, and there he is. He's eating. He's looks just fine. All is good. And it was kind of like when I say everything happens for a reason, man. That right there is as textbook definition as you can get to that. It is just so relieving to know that I didn't have a bear that was just wandering around
Yeah.
aimlessly wounded or something in the bush, just not having a good time. you
Yeah.
know and he's alive. He came back and able to put a great bear down the following night. So that was great.
Well, and you have an untold story too. That's the coolest part. Like you don't know what's next. Like there's next year, there's the year after. It's uh, it's cool when how can I put that? Um, yeah, like you said, you wound a bear, you injure a bear, but that bear's still alive. Like you don't even know the possibility of what that could turn into.
No, you don't. Like you never do.
like like it could, yeah. There's endless possibilities, but it's definitely a feel good moment. I can relate to that. Like with the story of Buzz. I made a terrible shot on that deer, and then last day of the season, Engel, co-host Mitch, he plugs him on the last day. The deer was alive, but I remember seeing him come back on camera 2 days later, dude, and I was so happy. I was so grateful. I'm like, oh, like Lord, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm so
no,
glad that deer's not laying under a tree, you know,
that's
sick
the
and
biggest
dying,
thing.
like because of
That's
my mistake. Like that's my mistake. That's not the deer's fault. That was my fault.
No, and that's what it is, man. Like you got it. Like at the end of it, like we're killing God's creation. Like that's what
Yeah,
we're doing. Like
yeah,
we're killing them. That's what we're
yeah,
doing. As crude as that may sound, that's what we're doing. But with the right intentions,
yeah,
always, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's one of those things that it's if I wouldn't have taken the shot, this thing would have been fine. It would have
Right.
it would have went about its business, and it's just that age old shoulda, coulda, woulda, and you'll never be able to break that. Like it's just that's just such a draining thing to think
Yeah.
about.
But if you didn't shoot, you wouldn't have gone through the emotions, the highs, the lows, the perseverance. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a catch 22 because because there was a lot of good on the other side of that story too,
Yeah, there is
right?
100%.
So it's
There's
like,
a lot of takeaway.
yeah, you just got to be grateful for those times and those moments, and even when they suck, embrace them, and clearly
Uh,
you did, and clearly you were rewarded, and it's sick, it's epic.
yeah, man, it was awesome. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful that ended up working out the way it did. Yeah, it was incredible. Um, but yeah, I mean, that could be said about the rest of the season too. That was
Well, I know
some,
it's not even over yet. Like we're not even touched. Like we just scratched it a little bit.
yeah,
Pun
really.
pun intended. Just barely got after it. So, um, and I could talk about I could talk about accountability and everything just on that first bear, but I want you to get into the second bear because not only did you take a good first bear, you actually had an incredible opportunity on something. Yeah, this is a cool. I don't even know the story, but I know it's a cool story. So
Yeah,
yeah, man, let's hear it.
yeah, like let's jump back in time a little bit to 2024. We're
Okay.
jumping back into that color bear story. Color bear is. I'll start off in saying this. It was the most calculated and just intelligent bear, possibly even animal I've ever hunted. Like this bear was dialed in. The more and more stories I hear coming out of that area, there was multiple people that knew of this bear, just from sightings and from the hunting aspect of it.
Okay.
Um, like this bear was infamous, and so whatever. 2024, we got a good bait going. I had already punched my ticket on my first bear at this time, and I want to say that this was in, geez, this would have been early mid May, and
Okay.
so I already punched my ticket on my first bear at this point, and I take my good friend Nick Pizilo and his little brother Ty out to this bait site because at this time Ty's 12 years old. Like this is cool. Like let's help Ty get his first bear.
Yep.
And so we climb up in the stand. It's another night of hunting, and we had already had collar bear on camera for I think it was 2 days at this point. And this bear is the target. I told Nick and Ty, I'm like, you guys figure it out. This is a really big bear, and I just want to see one of you try and connect with this thing. That would be so amazing to walk away tonight with that under our belt. And we're there for 10 minutes, and who comes trotting in from behind the bait but collar bear? And instantly, like it was like shock. Like you just is like electric. And little Ty, he kind of jumps the gun a little bit. We'll say he's running his great grandpa's 30-30 open sights. Just
Okay.
so cool for a
Yeah.
12-year-old kid.
Oh yeah, that's just a stage. That's vintage. I love that.
Oh man, it was so awesome. Um, but he bumped his gun off the T bar on the freestand,
Yeah,
so it
and
made a
that
little bit of a ting, right?
ting. Yeah.
Yeah. And Collar Bear didn't like that, so he buggers off. Didn't see him again that night, and sure as heck, Ty still ended up shooting a great bear. We had another boar come in, and he put down his first big game animal. So we walked away with something good. Um, moving forward, my
Okay,
good buddy.
can I pause
Yeah,
you quickly?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you bet.
Why do you call him collar bear?
Yeah, I guess I didn't even get into that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanna. We got to set that stage a little bit
yeah,
because
I should
I've
shed some
seen the
light on that.
photo, so maybe people listening haven't seen, what you're talking about. So where does he get that name from?
Yeah, so we gave this bear the nickname Collar Bear because like that this night that I just described to you, when we actually saw him in person, and even from the cell camera pictures we had for the 2 days prior, we thought he had a collar on, and,
Okay.
and truly it did look. But I've never seen a bear in the wild with a collar like in person before myself.
Yeah.
So like I don't really know what I'm looking for. All I know is that this bear had a very distinct ring around his neck with no hair, and it looked brownish red, you know.
Hmm.
so that first night he came in. I got some really great video of him, and even after Ty shot his bear, we went home and we blew it up on the computer just to see. Like, we wanted to see, like, is this a collar, or like what's going
Yeah.
on with this
What's
bear,
going
right?
on with this guy? Yeah.
Yeah, because his neck is and all the way around. Like, it looked like he was wearing a collar, or like a dog collar, even for that matter. You know?
Well, when you sent me the photo and you named him and you said, "Oh, I shot collar bear," I was like, "No way, he's got a collar!" Like I saw it too. I was like, "You shot a bear with a collar? No way, that's insane."
Yeah, and like truly, man, like that's what we thought it was. And so we blew it up on the computer, and we're like, man, like, oh, like I don't know, like what is that? What is going on with this bear?
Mm-hmm.
And we just came to the conclusion, like like he must have had something stuck around his neck. Is what we in that moment we're like, yeah, like maybe he got his head stuck in a barrel, maybe he got caught in a snare, like we don't know, but
Uh,
like there's hair missing, and it looks like you could see like exposed skin, right?
right.
So, we gave him the nickname Collar Bear, and that's where that kind of stems from.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and that later that spring too, we actually ended up. Well, I was going hunting in northern Saskatchewan there, and those guys were telling me sometimes those bears can, when they're denned up, just the way they sleep, I guess they can rub some hair out, and they've seen it before where the bears will den up and they'll rub the hair out on their neck in such a weird way from like the crease in their neck.
Interesting,
But I mean, this was well beyond that. Like,
dude.
it was,
Yeah,
yeah,
when you really look at the photo, um, it honestly almost looks like he was scalped clean. Like it's like open flesh wound, and
it
like
well, yeah, it
I,
was insane.
it's very interesting. Which is, sorry, I didn't mean to take from you there, but this is all in 2024. So
Yeah, like this is like at this point we don't even know the extent of the damage because like
yeah.
it. I'll say this: it was so much worse than what we thought. Once I actually inevitably connected with this thing, but I mean, it was just so crazy. Just so many
Hmm.
question marks around like why this bear is like this and what's going on because I'd never seen a bear with anything like that before.
Hmm.
So, back to 2024 again, my good buddy Riley Nowichin, he wants to come hunting. And I said, yeah, by all means, like, it'd be great to see you shoot a great big bear with your bow. And so where did we go? Like, we're going for collar bear. This is the bear of the season at this point. Like, for all of us, for
Hmm.
anyone of my buddies, like Nick, Riley, all of us, like this is the bear. I think when Riley came up, by the time Riley came up, I think I had already punched my second tag. So, like, I wasn't hunting this bear at all myself because that bear that I shot that year was just a random giant that came out of nowhere on that same bait as well, which is also crazy. Um, but anyway, I'm getting off topic here.
No, it's all good, man. It happens on this podcast. Don't worry about it.
Man, there's just one story turns into 10.
That's what I love about it. It's the conversation aspect of it. I love it. So,
Oh yeah, I mean we could sit here for 6 hours and talk
oh,
about bear
probably,
hunting,
yeah.
but
Put Sean Ryan to shame, yeah.
but anyway, Riley comes up, we climb in a stand, and we're not even there for 2 minutes. I don't know what is up with this bear, and just having that flair for show, like just like, hey, you're coming to hunt me. I might as well show up before you even have your backpack off.
Wow.
And man, I still kick myself for this to this day. We had this other blonde boar at that bait, just a little guy, like a little 17-inch blonde boar, beautiful bear. And so we're in the stand for at this time, like a minute. The blonde boar starts coming in. I'm like, oh, like holy cow, like we got bears on top of us already. Like let's lock in here, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't even have my backpack off yet,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like talking to myself, like, dude, like you got to get your stuff together.
Let's go. Yeah.
And so I pop my backpack off, and in that stand I always like to, like, it has like the, just those clips on it, right? So I like to clip it around the stand to try and not let it fall. But
Mm-hmm.
everything happened so fast. The one time I decided to just tuck the backpack between my legs
Mm.
and not clip it onto the stand, collar bears walking into the bait. And guess who drops his backpack out of the tree stand when Riley stands up and
No, no.
so what does he do? He takes off again. He got bumped. And now I feel like the biggest loser on the planet.
Like it was such a rookie move. Hey, you're like,
Oh,
oh my gosh, what? Yeah, I can.
just talking such a big game to my
Yeah.
buddy. Like, yeah, like, dude, we got this bear in such a rhythm right now. Like, we have, Nick and try and hunt him, and you're up to bat, buddy. Like, this is our time. And then I just screwed up. um, but yeah, I mean, we waited it out, and I think it was another 20-ish minutes after that. He comes back into the bait, man. Like, you can't make this up. And so Collar Bear comes in from behind the bait. There's this very, like, distinct kind of main trail that leads behind the bait into like the really thick swamp spruce. And that's where the majority of the bears come from. They kind of circle, and then they hit that main trail because there's good cover, and it takes them straight to the bait site, right?
Okay.
And, now this bear's locked in. He knows we're there, and he knows where we're at. So he comes in and he just lays down on the logs behind the bait, looking right at us. And he lays
Huh.
down like a dog. He just puts his head on his hands, just kind of like, oh, I'm pretty tired. Maybe I'll hang up here for 10 minutes. And that's what he did. And he wouldn't give us a shot.
Huh.
And, he'd get up, move 10 feet, lay down again, get up, lay down, move 10 feet, but he never did it on the bait site. If, if he would have done that, it would have been said and done.
Yep.
You know, he just never gave us a shot. So he stands up, and we can see that he's going to circle, and Riley has a 30-yard flat-ish shot down this main trail behind the bait that he walked in on. And we see him start to circle, and I'm like, okay, he's going to cross that trail. And when he gives you that broadside shot, if you're comfortable, send it. And hindsight, like, I jumped the gun in saying that. That was my bad. But I'll never tell a guy, like, if you want to shoot, shoot. Like, at the end of the day, it's your call. And
Hmm.
Riley, and I'll hand it to Riley. He had the right intention. He was right where he needed to be. He knew what was going down, and Polar Bear crossed that little trail, and it's like you could feel it. I'm not even drawing back the bow, but Riley sent that arrow, and it was like, as that finger was on that trigger, he turned his body in such a weird way that it was enough for that arrow to just completely miss everything that we wanted, and it hit him in the rear left leg. And keep in mind, this bear is walking from the left to the right this time. So for it to go on to the opposite leg of this bear,
Right.
it, it was like a snap second, just
Yeah, yeah.
total fluke. And obviously, instantly, we're both like, oh,
Yeah, just hearts
no way.
drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pit in your
And
stomach.
yeah. Like, you know what? Hey, I've seen crazier stuff. Maybe you hit a femoral artery.
I know. I just thought that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you clip something and he's just gonna bleed out. Like,
Man, that femoral artery has saved me a couple of times.
hmm.
I'm sure it saved a few people, but
Yeah.
it you wouldn't have known it from looking at the blood that we weren't going to find this bear that night, because this will all be in the episode or the film. It's the blood trail was as if you were to take one of those little handheld dollar store water guns, fill it with red Kool-Aid, and just run it in a line for like 70 yards down this cut line where he ran out to. It was just a perfect straight line of blood.
Hmm.
Wasn't spraying or anything, but you see blood like that, good color, believe it or
Yep.
not. I was like, okay, like, we may have a chance here. I maybe. Like I said, he wasn't like leaking like to the point that he's like spraying and like
No, but
there's
but
a
there's enough.
there's enough, right, to give you like a little bit of, hey, maybe you did clip something good. Um, we didn't find him. Like I ran
Wow.
so fast in that bush to try and find, like, because we thought we heard something, and to be fair, we gave it time. Like I was probably 45 minutes after the shot, and I thought I heard something. I was like, "Hey, we got to get up on this thing if this is the case, and you gotta finish this thing." With the shotgun, like I don't want to mess around with a wounded bear, and I don't want you to
Oh,
lose
heck
it,
no.
right? No, like
Heck
here's
no.
the 12 gauge, like let's do our thing, you know. And I don't even know what I heard, but it wasn't him. He was so far gone by that point. Um, so yeah, take it for what it's worth and move on, and just we looked and we looked and we looked, and it we came up empty.
Did the blood just
The
slowly
blood just
stop?
the blood just stopped. Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
just completely deadheaded.
Yeah.
I think once he got off the main cut line where we found like that string of blood, that good like 70-ish yard string of blood there, it just maybe 20 yards into the bush is where it just stopped.
Right.
And like most of that is like kind of that moss bottom stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like it can be hard to track on, but a good shot will show up on that fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
So, for it to just deadhead like that, it is what it is. So whatever, like that was a rough night. Like we went home, and Riley's a killer. Like I'll say this forever. Riley's a killer. He knows how to kill, especially with a bow. The guy is a wizard.
Mm.
So, he was crushed. I was crushed. And it's just, again, he's a great archer and still made a mistake. That's that's how it goes,
Yeah. Yeah. Crap happens,
right?
man.
Yeah,
And
it,
in that one, the bear obviously he's clearly smart and has good instincts because something told him to turn, and that's just an unfortunate, just
well,
fortunate
yeah,
turn of events of milliseconds, literally, right? Like that's
it 100% is, man.
yeah.
Like
Like what are you gonna
every
do? Well, you can't do anything about that either. Like it is what it is.
you can't, yeah, it wasn't meant to be, and that's just what it was, right? So yeah, I mean that was the extent of our chase with collar bear for 2024. After that, trail went cold, but to that bear's credit, 6 days after Riley took that shot, he's back on the bait again on camera.
Come on.
Yeah. So I like it, you can't make this up.
You can't make it up. Yeah, 100%. I was just
No.
thinking, man, I gotta come hunt with you. I gotta come bear hunting with you when I go then, because geez,
Oh man, I don't know what it is about these bears. They're just relentless. That
it
that, that would be a blast, though.
would be. Yeah, side note,
That would be a hoot. But yeah, I don't know. Like I can't even describe what it was, because yeah, it was one of those things, man. It made no sense to me.
Yep.
And so, jumping into 2025 again, collar bear is like the bear, the talk of our group. It's like, okay, where's this bear going to show up? Like, what's going to happen here? Um, or when's he going to show up? I should say,
Right.
because funny enough, so 2025, we have the bait that all of this went down and started off with collar bear on. We called that bait site Black Gold because it was just literally black gold. That bait site was never slow. We killed so many bears off of that bait. It was just amazing.
Mm.
And I have another bait site set up 15 kilometers away from Black Gold, and I called that one Cutthroat because it's very nasty in there. So fast forward to 2025, we set up Cutthroat. We have Black Gold where Color Bear was in 2024, and all this stuff went down.
Mm-hmm.
And Cutthroat was just a good area that has had it set up, no intention of killing collar bear. It was just another good area in
Yep.
kind of our bait area, right? And I'm like, surely I can't be seeing this correctly. I think this was, again, mid May of 2025. Collar bears on Cutthroat, 15 kilometers away from Black Gold.
Huh.
And I'm like, okay, well,
No.
and I mean, this is obviously a very unique bear. You're not going to see two of
Yeah,
them.
you're not gonna mess that one up. Yeah.
No, it was very easy to tell right away. Like that, oh my gosh, that's him. Um, so we went very hard at that bait, and this is where things kind of get interesting. Is that this bear ended up jumping between Black Gold and Cutthroat so much, like, and I'm talking in the span of like a few hours. Like, for example, let's say 8 a.m. he's at Cutthroat.
Yeah.
By 11 or noon, he's at Black Gold.
What?
Yeah, and I mean, this bear is crossing through like 15 kilometers of bush, wide open eggland, and a major highway.
What?
Yeah,
He's crossing a highway.
a major highway at that.
What?
Yeah, yeah. It, dude,
What's your
it
theory
is.
on that? Is he just big dogging for sows, or like do you think there's like is he playing with you?
Dude, I don't even know. There
You know what I
was
mean?
like,
Like,
there is another group of hunters out there. I won't say their names. They're nice guys, and so look, but they knew about this bear as well, and like it was kind of a thing of like, I think it. I know that he came in for them the one night and he busted. He came in from behind or something. I think it came down to the human scent, like the human factor,
okay.
right?
He's just aware of the presence and he's like, okay, I'm going to that one. Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
that one. Okay, I'm
He's
going to
like,
that one.
well, and the other thing is, I don't know how many baits he's hitting in between there. Like, like I truly don't know.
That's
And
unique, man. That's cool.
it's crazy. I don't know why that bear did what he did, but that was the story of 2025. Like this happened all spring. You could not get a beat on this bear.
Hmm.
And you could say, oh, it's probably just as simple as if you had one guy sitting at Black
Yeah,
Gold and
just
one
sit
guy
all
sitting at
of
Cutthroat.
them.
Yeah, like just sit both of them. But it never worked like that because we tried it and it never worked. This bear was always one step ahead of us.
Hmm.
And yeah, I don't know why or what it was because even at Black Gold for that matter, for the amount of times that bear was there, he was never running around chasing sows. And even on the cameras, like for the stuff we didn't see, it was
Hmm.
never that there would be a sow there that he would be tailing. Like he was just doing his thing.
It's just in his own world.
Yeah, he's just in his own world. He's cruising, right? Uh, Bears are different than deer or moose or elk in that regard. Like they don't like yes, I would say they have like a home territory per se, but they they're
They do and go where they want.
yeah, they're like their intentions are so much different, right? Because like a big boar at that will breed several sows in a spring if he can, or more. Like he could breed a dozen. Like he just
Hmm.
doesn't stop. It's a matter of like how many sows in heat can I get to before they're not in heat anymore.
Right.
And even if they're not in heat, you got cubs. I'll eat your cubs and turn you into heat so I can
Yeah.
do what I do, right?
That's that
Yeah,
vicious truth of bears, but
yeah. They're a very interesting animal,
yeah.
and I just they're so cool in that aspect. You never know, but yeah, for him to do that all of 2025, like Riley came back up that spring, and this bear was taunting us. Riley came back up, and I was like, "Okay, like we had collar bear on camera at like 4 a.m. this morning at Black Gold. Like, if we pull an all day sit here, I think we have an opportunity. Like, he's there so early. Like he's probably gonna come back and check things out at least once today. Like, if we sit all day from like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., all the way till 10:30, 10:40, whatever time it gets dark at that point,
Yeesh.
I was like, we may see this bear. Like, I think this is going to give us our best opportunity.
Hmm.
And yeah, so we're walking into the bait and we do our all day sit. I'll say this to start this part of the story. There's
Right.
no fresh bear scat on the trail. There's none. Right.
So
So we
no
were
encouragement at all. You're just
no,
like walking
well, not
no?
even that. It'll make sense.
Okay.
So there's no fresh bear scat on the trail at this point. And I'm like, okay, we get in the stand. We sat all day, Brandon. We sat all flipping day, and we didn't see nothing.
Ugh.
But here's the rub. There's
Okay.
no service at that bait site, so I can't check my cell cameras.
Uh,
By whatever time it was, the 10:40ish when we got out of there, we're hiking out. There is a great big pile of bear scat right in the middle of the trail that we walked in on fresh. And I'm like, well, there's only one bear big enough to leave a dinner plate like that,
right.
you know? And so we finally get back to the truck. We're heading out on the lease road. We get service. Collar
Ding.
bear was at Cutthroat 3 hours after we got in the stand.
No.
Yeah. He was at that other bait site 15 kilometers away 3 hours after we got in the stand. So that bear would have walked right down the trail we came in on, came from a totally different spot, but hit the trailhead, took a dump right in the middle of the trail as a little present for us to just to say another kind of
Hey,
screw you, yeah,
gotcha.
gotcha, beat you again.
Yeah.
And that whole day we couldn't check the cell cameras because we didn't have service. And yeah, so I mean, we were sitting at the end of it for nothing.
Oh wow.
Wow, it was just so frustrating, man. So crazy. So, and I mean that was the story of 2025. That was what it was
yeah.
and what it forever will be.
Just chase.
Just cat and mouse.
Yeah.
You couldn't get a beat on this bear at all. 2026 is when it finally happened, man. Like, obviously going back, had that first whiff on that bear and then knocked that second one down. And we're getting like awfully close to June now. Like, we're into June, I think, at this point. Might have to go back. I think maybe it was,
Yeah, it was June. It's
yeah, like I killed him in June. I think the first time he showed back up on camera in 2026, this spring, was May 30th, if I remember correctly.
okay.
Um, May 30th, he pops back up on camera at Black Gold. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this bear's actually alive. Like,
He's
what?
still going.
He's still going. And this time, he's actually chasing a sow.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, like this is different for this bear. He obviously does it, just never not ever from what we've seen.
Yeah, doors are closed. You don't know.
Doors are closed. Yeah, like it is what it is. And so I'm just gonna look back at the timeline here because I want to make sure I get this right.
Sure.
It's just, gosh, there's so much here. Um, do you think I'd have this one memorized by heart? But I mean, there's so many
No, dude.
parts to it. It's just crazy. Yeah. So it was 100% May 30th that he showed back up, and I want to say June 10th. Yeah, June 10th he showed back up, but he showed up at Cutthroat, 15 kilometers away from Black Gold. I still have a tag in my pocket. I'm like, my buddy Nick's away at work. I'm like, dude, like, I'm sorry, boys. I'm
I'm
going in to kill this bear.
I'm doing it.
This is personal. Like
Yeah,
this.
this is personal. Yeah.
And the other thing, what, like, he's at Cutthroat now, but he's with another sow. Like, he's with a sow that just kicked off her cubs, and like he's just laying at the bait, comfortable, cool as a cucumber. I believe he was there at 9:30, 10ish in the evening, so still well within legal light,
hmm
which was huge because this bear's not, doing midnight stands, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, great, like, I'm gonna go sit that bait tomorrow. He's with a hot sow. He's comfortable. He's there in
Yeah.
legal shooting hours. Should have every opportunity to kill this bear the next day. But obviously, knowing this bear, I was like, with my luck, he's probably just gonna end up at Black Gold while I'm there.
He's gonna push her over there. Yeah.
Yeah, this bear's, yeah, he's just gonna disappear.
Yeah.
And so I went and I did an all day sit. I was in that stand for 11 hours and like it was, even though I didn't kill him that day, that was still probably one of the best days of bear hunting, if not the best that I've ever had. Just totally because of there wasn't 5 minutes that day that I didn't have action on the bait site. It was chaotic.
Wow.
It was amazing, dude. Like there were multiple boars. There was, a small cub that kept getting treed by this boar that was trying to maul it.
Jeez.
Um, it was action packed, man, and I was like, I actually walked away from that like satisfied. I wasn't like bummed out that I didn't shoot him. I was like, that was an awesome day of bear hunting. Like that,
Yeah.
for sitting for 11 hours and never being bored, like just getting to watch bears all day for a change instead of just waiting. That was
That's
good.
yeah, that's pretty cool. And to, yeah, and
Yeah,
just an experience bears doing bear things for for that amount of time, like that's pretty cool.
yeah, and I mean stuff. Honestly, stuff I've never even seen before. Like I've never had a boar try and kill a cub as many times as this one did, and like get to see that like right next to my tree stand, climbing, like scaling the tree. And I mean, this is probably a 300-ish pound boar that is
Ooh.
like scaling this tree, man. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was just, I mean, it kind of left me like, boy, I thought once they hit about 250, they stopped climbing trees. Like,
You're like,
so,
ooh, nope,
maybe
noted.
noted. Yeah. So, I don't know. It was such a good day overall. And, so whatever. I went home. There's nothing on the cell cameras. It is what it is. You know, Whatever. Collar bears just doing collar bear things. I get it. This bear's and like honestly, Riley and I called this bear unkillable. Just he was, you just it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Fast forward to June 12th now, and I just head into the stand. I have the worst migraine, like just pounding, dude.
Mm.
I didn't care. Like the night before I went into the bait, like for an all day sit, like quiet. I didn't top up the bait. I kept everything like just the way it was when he was there, like hours before that. Uh, June 12th, like the next day, like I went in there with the quad, topped up the bait, made as much noise as I could. I just didn't care. I didn't even think I was gonna hunt. Like just no regard for anything I was doing, truly.
Right.
And like just not a care in the world, honestly, Brandon. It was
Yeah.
it was it just that's how it was. I was like feeling, kind of like crap, and I
Just let's just go
just
get
out
this
of it.
done and
Yeah, like let's go top up the bait and go home. Like that's
yeah.
that's where my head was at. Just whatever. So I do all that, and then I drive out to the road, or I drive the quad back out to the road and load it up on the truck and all that. Um, I pull up the road and get some service. Text Nick. I'm like, yeah, just out of Cutthroat. Like, topped up the baits. Like, ah, maybe I'll hunt tonight. Ah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna hunt tonight. And I mean, this is all like a half hour. I think by this point that after I topped up the bait, that I decided like, yeah, you know what? This is 30 minutes from home. Maybe I'm already out here. I spent the fuel to get out here. Let's do it.
Just do something with it, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Hammer some water and start, feel better. Like, you know, it is what it is. So, um, yeah, I load up. Don't even have my like upper half of camo on. I'm wearing my like just olive green Pentagon Earthworks hoodie, like just a raggedy old Carhartt hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, climb up in the stand. Well, I should say this: walking in, my tree stand is in a very, very unfavorable tree for what that double man ladder stand is built for. Like horrible actually for a guy my size. And so the tree stand ladder wasn't even in one piece when I got in there. There was a pretty good windstorm the night before.
Okay.
So I spent 10, 15 minutes messing with this tree stand, just
Wow.
making racket. And whatever, I get it to a point that I'm actually comfortable enough to climb my butt up there and sit in this thing. And yeah, I get set up. I'm, do get in the stand. do my normal talking bit, right? Like, yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just in the stand. I remember saying on camera, I was like, I have a 1% chance of killing the bear that I came here to kill. And that's how it's going to be with this bear. He's just, I think he's on the kill.
Mm-hmm.
So turn the camera back towards the bear so it's ready to go. You know, set the phone on the little phone mount I have for a PO shot. And I'm tightening down the clip on this little painted arrow. Look up, and polar bear is looking right,
What?
right on the bait site. I've been in the stand for 3, 4 minutes at this point. Yeah, I'm going to say it's closer to three because the whole hunt lasted 6 minutes. And so I'm like in that moment when he's looking at me, I'm like, I can't, for one, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
And,
first, what is
and two,
happening?
yeah, okay, like you're not dreaming. Like he's right there. This infamous bear that we have spent 3 years talking about and trying to hunt is looking right at you 17 yards away. And I mean, this bear knows I'm there. Like he's looking right at me. Um, he's locked in, as he should be. This bear has had multiple encounters with humans.
Yeah.
Uh, so like, I got two hands. Like I got one on the phone and one tightening this little phone mount, and I'm just frozen. I don't know what to do. And so he kind of lounges around. He puts his head down and starts to kind of walk to the right side of the bait. And he walks behind the barrel. I'm like, okay, now's my chance. I hit record on the camera. And like, at the very least, I got to film like what's happening right
Yeah,
now.
you got just get some footage of this bear. Yeah.
Yeah, like whether I'm getting a shot or not. Like I just got to I got to prove that I saw this bear tonight.
Yeah.
Like he exists, you
Yeah.
guys.
It's not a migraine delusion.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm
I
not
need
hallucinating.
proof.
I swear.
Yeah, I
You
need
know.
proof.
So I hit record and it's all good. I'm like, okay, like, oh wait, no, no, no. He's going off to the right side of the bait. Like he's not stopping. And it's probably 150-ish yards back to the road, and he keeps walking towards the road. And there's this little trail. It's part of our bait trail that we use. We have like a bait trail and then like a trail we walk in on. They're two separate trails.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to try and not walk through the bait site like in a perfect world before I hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there's this little trail just to the right of the tree stand. It's our bait trail, and I see him cross that, and he's walking towards the road, and then I lose sight of him. But then I hear a car zipping up the road, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me that this is actually
Oh,
happening right now." And I said it like in my mind, I was like, "This is 50-50. This is either going to work out great, and he's going to come back to the bait because he doesn't like the car, or
yeah.
this car is just going to blow up the woods and he's gone." And so this car comes humming down the road, and he doesn't bust. I don't hear branches breaking or nothing. I just see this black blob in the bush just turn, and then it starts going back to the left, slowly walking into the big site.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness, this is happening. So I stand up, I get my bow in my hands, and I'm like, I see him cross the bait trail right before he gets in the bait. I'm like, okay, as soon as this bear walks on, he's going to be full broadside. He's going to be like 20 yards flat. I think it was like 19.3 to the
Jeez.
barrel. It's like almost perfect, right?
Top pin, baby.
Top in, and he walks in, clears the little bluff of spruce trees, gets right in front of the barrel. And dude, like drawn up in my head, I thought if I ever got a shot on this bear, that it would be one of the hardest shots I'd ever have to make just solely from the mental aspect of it. I
Yeah, like
figured
I'm just thinking you have to like thread the needle through a little pocket or something, right? Like,
it would just be something stupid like that, right?
yeah.
Like or I figured like, like I'm going to be like so worked up just from this mental game we've played for, all these years. Like I'm going to be just, just torn, right?
Mhm.
And truly, man, I have never been so like collected and just calm
Mm.
looking through my peep sight at an animal like that before. He walked on broadside. I gave him time. Like I gave him a good like 10, 15 seconds and let her bark. And zipped right through him again. He was hit good. He ran off and dropped like fast, and then he started doing the death moan, and
Oh yeah.
that's when the emotions broke out, and it was like,
Oh, then it hits you, hey?
yeah. Then it hit me like a freight train. It's like it's done,
Huh.
and it was just like, man, it was amazing. Just it was like 3 years worth of just like, is this bear even real? You know,
Mm,
it just all flushed out in that moment, and it was a really like, I don't know, I would say like a really real moment for me, I guess would be the way to kind of sum it up. Like, just like, wow, like everything feels so raw right now, you know, and like I
oh,
don't even know how to put it into words, man. It
no,
was,
that's a lot to absorb in that moment. Like,
it is, and like I live for bear hunting. It's like truly like I haven't found as much success in anything else as I've found in bear hunting, and it's just I love it. They're just so different, and to have something like that come together the way that it did, even though it was a really long road to get there, you know, it was so amazing, and like everything, and yeah, like I'll admit, like I broke down pretty good in that moment,
I
but
bet.
um, yeah, I mean, first words out of my mouth were "Thank you, Jesus," and
Mm,
that was as real as it could get, man. Because that everything happens for a reason. There's a plan for everything. It was, yeah. You can't even sum it up. Like it,
no, you can't. Like, and it's not like it's not even so much about the bear, it's about that whole journey, right? Like it's the things you
everything
went
leading up
through,
to it.
just the highs, the lows, the just all of it. You can't, like, you're right, there's no words. You can't actually put it all into words, but to have that come together and be in that moment, you can't help but just give praise because it's nothing you could have done. That bear beat you again. And just by chance this car rips down the road and he goes, I think I feel more comfortable, whatever, going back to the bait, whatever that bear was thinking, who knows?
Yeah,
Right? Like you can't, there's nothing you could have done to script it. It's just, man, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
it truly is, man. Like there's no rhyme or reason for like. It was like the first day that I stopped caring and stopped like really thinking into things. It just, of course, that's going to be the day that it happens, you know, and the car coming
It's
down the road and everything about it. Like,
dude, but
I
it's funny that you just said like not caring because as you're telling the story and you're like, man, I got this pounding migraine and just gonna go bait and then I'm gonna go home and making all the noise. Honestly, I I'm not a bear guy, but I think you threw him off
and maybe I did. Like,
by not caring, right? Because he kind of like figured out how you roll, and then all of a sudden you make a bunch of noise and maybe you leave most of the time. So he's like, perfect time to go in.
well, it's funny you say that because that's actually a conversation we had after the fact, like with Nick. I was like maybe that's what it was. Like that one time that, you know, you're not playing, you know, your script, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not doing what I normally do. Like who knows? I'll never know.
No, I mean that's just it. You can speculate all you want and pretend that you're that you had it figured out, but it's cool that the one time you do something different and it comes and it happens. It's pretty it's just cool. Yeah.
It is, and I think it was more like it wasn't even the fact that it wasn't the fact that I killed it like another giant bear. Like it was a huge bear. It wasn't even the animal, man. It was just like like I don't really know how to describe it. It's just that like that hunt, it was a successful hunt. Everything that went into it and to have it be successful, like outside of the animal, it was just like it's just amazing how something that you can pour so much of your mind and like money wise too, like
Oh,
time, money, like the thousands and thousands of dollars that you spend on bait over the years, if you were to really tally it up, like all of that plays a factor on. It's like,
Yeah.
like this
That's
this this chapter's over. What's
it's
next?
just
Like,
yeah.
is
Now
there a
what?
next?
Yeah, it's like
Like
well,
now
yeah,
what?
now what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was probably the biggest. The like, there was actually a piece of me that, like, a very large piece of me that was bummed out after everything was said and done, and I was driving home. I'm like, huh. The last 3 years, it's kind of been like, this is him. This is the one for, like, everyone. This is the most talked about bear we've ever had as a group, like, collectively, like, between myself, my friends. It's just, this is him.
Hmm.
Like, what are we going to talk about now? Like, how's
Yeah,
the
now
weather?
what?
Like,
Yeah.
we're just going to
Hmm.
complain about the weather and how it sucks from now on. Like, I don't know, but
Right?
it was just so bittersweet, man.
Yeah. But you got it
But
forever, man. That's the cool part. You're never gonna lose that. And well, in the video, I can't wait to watch this stuff, man. It's gonna be
yeah,
hype. It's gonna be hype.
it's gonna be really awesome, man. I really cannot wait to finish putting that one together, and so actually be able to show people, like, the damage, like what we actually ended up finding with this bear, and like
Yeah.
what like, just to kind of sum it up, like, I think there might still be debris in that bear's neck, because, like I said earlier in the cast here, like, it was so much worse than we thought. Like, it really looked like someone sat there and tried to, like, saw off his head. Like, the wound was, like, fresh, like it had just opened up, and it was so deep, like, you
Huh.
could stick your hand into it and it would
What?
go up to your knuckles. Like, I'm not even kidding, dude. It was how that bear lived in for that long, and who knows how long he was like that before we even got eyes on him.
Before you even came in contact with him, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. And for that bear to live through all year and push through winters like that in his den, like, the fact that his body was able to maintain itself in as good a shape as it was with as bad of a wound around something major like his neck, like that, I'll never understand.
No.
It
It's
just
a
it just adds to it, right?
yeah, it's a not only is it a story of perseverance for yourself, but for the bear too. Like, holy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was doing him a favor, I think, after seeing the extent of the damage that was there. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way he wasn't in a lot of pain. Um, but it it's
But
just so crazy how that
yeah,
all.
because why it didn't heal, that's the intriguing part.
Yeah, and that's another thing we talked about. Maybe is kind of like, we were thinking, like, was it was it trying to heal at some point, and maybe he got in a scrap and he, like, pulled his neck too hard, or
Right?
he got a good claw to his neck. Like, we don't know, right? And we never
Yeah.
will. Like, there, like, for the wound that it was, like, there was no maggots. There was,
Hmm.
it stunk a little bit, but some of the meat, like, it was like the meat was like gray almost, like dead. And
Weird.
like, if you left hamburger in the fridge for too long and
Yeah.
it turns like gray,
Yeah.
like that, like, that's what it looked like. Like, it
In-
looked like gray hamburger,
Interesting. That's
and
so
that's
interesting.
3/4 of his neck is like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it
That's
just
so
doesn't make any
interesting.
sense. Yeah, it's crazy. I'd love to know, and I think what happened with that bear is that he got caught in a snare, and it was one of those things like that. That's the only thing that we could really make it out to be. Like, I don't know what else would have
Well,
caused such a distinct
yeah.
ring around his neck like that.
Yeah, making like just making things up in my head because I'm a pro and a biologist and all. But like, no, the snare makes sense, and that's just the pivot point. He's using his neck all the time, so super deep tissue damage. Sure, it wants to heal, but it probably never can.
Yeah, like like you said, it's something that's moving all the time. So like,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
just constantly opening itself up, and then possibly while he's actually denned up, like everything slows down for them, so their healing process probably, like, their body's not going to
yeah,
regenerate
the
like it would, right?
metabolism, yeah, everything slows
Like,
right down to nothing.
yeah, I mean,
That is a good point, actually. Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
Well, it's a really good point. Yeah, I never even thought of that aspect of it. Yeah, I mean, for 6, 7 months out of the year, they're like what 2, 3 beats a minute kind of thing.
I
Like
know.
they're right down to nothing. So yeah,
Yeah,
obviously the body's not
not
in
healing.
overdrive trying to heal that, right?
Yeah, it's burning what it has, not trying to build it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the story was with that. I just know that the story we had with him, it
Yeah.
it at least came to, a good end. And like I said again, I'm so blessed and so thankful that it had the conclusion that it did, man. That was
Absolutely.
so special.
Yeah, man, congrats on that. That's so cool. And to share it, that's even cooler too. I appreciate you hopping on and sharing it here too, and super
Yeah.
cool. When's
No, man, I love talking about it. It's great.
absolutely. When do you have a timeline? Or I guess I should ask, is that a like TV exclusive episode, or are you gonna have that on the old YouTube?
Uh, I'll be honest, that whole story deserves more than a 23-minute episode.
Yeah, because I'm like, how do you cram that into a TV episode?
Yeah, like that, it will hit TV at some point. I'm gonna make two separate ones. The
Yeah,
one that's more TV oriented, kind of straight to the point. But the one that I'm working on right now is actually my first long film ever, I should say, at
cool.
that. So that should be sometime in July here, I think, is when that one will hit our YouTube channel.
Sweet.
Um, it's going to have a lot. It's going to have, obviously, that story is going to be kind of the main focal point, but there's also a lot of good points in there about like how I bait and
Cool.
why I choose the areas I do, right? So
Cool.
there's some takeaway stuff there too that hopefully can resonate with some people.
No, dude, I'm gonna watch. Like, I never got into bear hunting. Like, I tried it. I'm not even gonna say I tried it. I joined some people a couple times. Um, I mean, I had one really, really, really cool experience, and it's enough that it's got me intrigued to maybe want to do it now. It was pretty cool. It's a very short story. I'll give it a very, very short story, but these two guys, my really good friend Brian, and if anybody knows Jerry Sizer from Wholesale Sports, way back in the day off of the St. Albert Trail there.
Oh,
He's a
going
he's a
back a few years.
oh yeah, 20 years. He's a legend in his own right, in my opinion. The guy's taught me a ton. Um, but anyways, they were baiting, and they had this way before cell cams, right? All these trail cam stuff. It
Hmm.
was all
Yeah.
just from visible sightings, but they said they called it like a white bear, super blonde. And they told me about this bear, and they put me up, and put me in this bait, and uh and the bear was coming in. But because I was so naive to bear hunting, I was just looking for a black, right? Like, I was just focused on a black bear. I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah. Of
thinking
course.
anything
Yeah.
else. So, right? So this bear like skirted the bait, and I moved, and I just saw him run. And it was like, oh, well, okay. Don't do that again. But that was like my only experience baiting, and it was cool. Um, I don't know, I just never got into it. But now the older I get, and hearing the depths of even how, like, your story, it's so much more intriguing, because I love the chase. And I always thought, bears on a bait, like, come on. It's like, how exciting can that be? Clearly I'm wrong. I'll admit that. And it's something that I definitely want to look into in the future, whether it's me setting baits, or I'd probably actually like to join along with somebody, right? Even if come up with you for a couple days and just actually see the process instead of pretending I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, no man, I'd be happy to have you. I like it's bear hunting to me is one of those things that's just so much fun to share with friends. Like it's just it's because it's one of those things that you can, right? Like you're not trying to be like ultra super stealthy, sneaky for like a
Yeah,
whitetail out of a hanger stand, right? Like
yeah,
it's one of those things. Like you get the guys together, everyone comes and helps bait, and everyone gets to see the whole process, and at the end of it, have some fun and hunt and
yeah,
just do your thing. But I mean, you get you get to see some really cool things, like
yeah.
getting to see
Clearly,
multiple bears a day, like that's pretty cool in my books.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, and the camaraderie, right? Like it is that one animal that you can truly hunt together. Probably at a little bit more of a relaxed state, right? Like elk, clearly you can hunt elk, with your buddies, but you're usually just running on high adrenaline the whole time, so it's a little
yeah,
different,
that's a
right?
hard
Like
line. Yeah,
it's a little different.
yeah,
Whitetails is really hard to hunt together.
yeah.
Um,
That's probably the most challenging for sure.
yeah, so that camaraderie that that I always use the word intimacy, and people always take like intimacy so wrong, but it's a little more intimate. You get to really be with your buddies and go through it. So
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what's great about what we do and hunting in itself is like everything is so much different. And, being in Alberta, we have the opportunity to hunt so many different species and experience so many different things
yeah,
that, you know, it's just, we're so lucky, and
honestly.
it just leaves us with some great stories, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, this is a banger. I hope everybody else is gonna love it as much as I did. Poor Engel didn't get to be a part of it. Um, he tried to
Yeah,
hop in a few times, but he said he couldn't hear anything. So
oh, no way.
yeah, so his audio wasn't working. But
Ah, well, I get it. That's traffic for
oh
you.
well, now he's got to listen. So
Well, hey, that's summer construction though, man. It'll get
oh,
you, you
I
know.
know that's city life. It's not a place I like being. That's for sure. Even though I'm in
But
Leduc now, and Leduc's busy enough, but
yeah, oh yeah, that's a rodeo. Oh man, that place is crazy.
yeah, it's not what it was 20 years ago either. So
Mm, I believe that.
yeah, yeah. Well, maybe I'll end it. We'll see if there's. We'll ask you a question, I should say. We'll kind of have a little teasers because I definitely want to get you back on at some point.
Mhm.
Maybe before season, and just because I'm an elk nut, I gotta ask you. You got any elk plans? Anything that we can hype up and get you back for, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I love chatting elk, and it's on the docket every single fall. So there's no shortage of stories to be told about that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Any?
I'd be great to. Honestly, after the season I had with elk last year, it'd probably be good to sit down and actually have an in-depth conversation about elk
Yeah.
to kind of ease my mind and maybe get me back in the groove a little bit, right? So,
Yeah. No. It's Isn't it funny? Like now we're going down a little bit of a side note, but I find elk. It's the most exhilarating one to hunt that I've hunted so far,
mm,
but it's the hardest one to get your mind back into.
yeah,
Does that,
it's the hardest thing to transition from.
yeah, like, does that make sense? It's like,
Yeah, like that's the rub with the fall is like you're like torn between like, oh man, like I have a good chance of smacking an early season whitetail, and
hmm
it's like it's impossible to switch. Like it's I shouldn't say impossible,
no,
but it is so challenging to switch from ripping bugles
yeah,
and lip balming,
yeah,
like at elk, and like busting branches, raking trees, to going and sitting for silence
yeah,
in 6 hours.
a
You
hundred
know,
percent, dude, totally. I'm like, because that's where I'm kind of at that point too. It's like, okay, man, I hunt elk hard, which I'm gonna do. Like, it's just a part of me now. So it's like,
yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna hunt elk hard. But it's like, oh man, but I got the bow zone and there's some good bucks there. And it's like, okay, do I want to go and sit in a tree stand
Yeah, where's
for
my head
for
at?
7 hours? or do I want to be out of breath, looking for bowls, trying to trying to make that encounter, trying like that's a hard transition, man.
It is, and I think it comes down to how much coffee you have in the morning. Like what's going on in that realm? Because like I don't know about you, but some of those like 3, 4 a.m. mornings, like I gotta stop at that 24-hour gas station, crush some energy drinks, and just blast some ACDC just to like, because that's what elk hunting is, and it's just like
That's good.
just get fired up and get like let's go, and then it's like whitetail hunting. It's basically you might as well be listening to like Renaissance music, like
Yeah, just a
on the
little
way out there. Like,
orchestra maybe in the back, and
yeah,
just like,
I gotta
yeah,
collect myself. Like we gotta,
that's good.
yeah,
It's funny, like, dude, I don't know, maybe I'm built a little different, but like every morning before I would start elk hunting, like I'm super calm. If we're driving from the camp to whatever trailhead or whatever area we're gonna start walking in, I'm super calm. I'm good. Like I'm so good. The moment I rip that first location bugle, dude, I just like my whole body just shivers, and I get like this nervous poop feeling. Like I'm just like I'm fired up. Like I'll run through a brick wall right now. Like if I hear a bugle, I don't care. I'm going. I don't care where he is. Let's go. And then the
yeah,
switch hits on me. But up till
yeah.
that moment, I'm pretty chill. But the moment a bull bugles, ugh,
No,
it's game
yeah,
over.
that
I'll
that thing
go
just
anywhere he
starts.
wants to take me.
Yeah, well, once they start talking, it's pretty hard to switch back into that whitetail gear.
Yeah.
It's or any other gear for
Any
that
gear,
matter.
man. Any gear. It's just, yeah, any gear.
Yeah, elk are just yeah, they're just such a special animal.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Yeah, well, maybe we'll tee something up like that. Yeah, get into the way you hunt them too, because everybody does things a little different. Um, it's all the same concept, but you know what I mean? Like just to hear the way guys hunt, because I love listening to the guys in the States, and they got a ton of information. Like you can soak in so much from them, but like our quote unquote flatland elk, like you just can't hunt them exactly the same way they're hunting their elk. And so
No, like
it's cool to hear the locals when it's, Albertans, and the way they get after it. So
yeah, I agree. Like that's and you could almost say the same thing. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't watch like any other like hardly any I should say hardly any other like YouTube hunting shows or anything on TV anymore.
right.
Like truly, I don't. I find the only like I listen to a lot of podcasts. I should say that obviously,
Hmm.
um, but like the things that really matter to me that I would like to listen to are the things that would pertain to me, which would be the local to Alberta stuff, and that's kind of exactly what you're saying. Is like if it
Yeah.
that's the information that's good because like at the end of the day, we're all hunting elk, and but everyone's got maybe something you've tried that I've never tried, or vice versa. It's
Yep.
something stupid that you never thought of, right?
Yeah. Simple things like, yeah.
We're all hunting the same kind of country for the most part, so it's
Yep.
like yeah, like it's who knows? It's just all part of the beauty of talking about hunting. You never know.
100%. Always learning, right? You
Always.
gotta always learning. You gotta have an open mind. That's like an accountability thing for me too. I don't think I know it all, but I get stuck in like my own place, my own path sometimes, where it's like I'm so stuck on what I know that it seems like I'm not willing to listen, and I've been really working on that to be more receptive. Because it's not
Yeah,
that I don't believe other people. It's not that I'm saying you're wrong. It's just I get so stuck in my way that I don't hear what's outside, and I've been really working at that. Really working at that. So it's you got to always be learning. That's how you get better. It's how it's just if you're not learning, I don't think you're moving.
well, just the fact of like hearing people out too, because I think the biggest thing, and this is actually like I don't want to get into too much about elk hunting. Obviously, I mean we're creeping up on midnight here our time, but
Oh, it is
um,
too.
yeah. But I think the biggest thing is just being present, like living in the now. Like yes, something may have
Yeah.
worked for you last year, and all that stuff. But a good buddy of mine, Jason, he told me he's like, man, I mean this guy's got a few years on me, but he's been hunting bow hunting forever. Killed a lot of great animals, and take what he says for everything it's worth. It's like just never ever base anything you do off of the success you had last season. Yes, take away from that season. That's
Mm,
fine and well. But no matter what you do, every year will be different in its own way,
yeah.
and you just got to be present.
I was just gonna
And
say, be present. Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
you know, it is, and and honestly, you like sticking to that, like just being present, like what you're working with right now, aside from everything that's happened before, is like just such a good piece of you know wisdom, we'll call it, that has helped
100%.
me immensely, man.
Well, it's just true to life too. Just be present. Can't
Yeah,
can't be too far ahead. Definitely don't stay behind. If you look in the back in the rear view,
yeah,
you're gonna get haunted on that one. But just
yeah,
yeah, be in the now.
yeah. Can't force things. Just like you said, be in the now, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, there's a little bit of encouragement, advice, and it's it's pretty hard for me not to have some sort of elk talk at some point. I think it's just part of the podcast now, but
Inevitable. Yeah,
we'll pump the brakes right there, and we'll leave it with Bears and your success and the incredible story, and yeah, man, I can't wait to get this one out. Can't wait to see the video. Congrats again, man.
yeah. Thanks, man. It's always a good time chatting with you on here.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
awesome to see where the podcast is going.
Oh,
Everything's
appreciate
looking awesome, dude.
I appreciate that. That's huge because it's a grind and but it's fun and it's cool to hear that feedback. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, fella. Well, you have a great night.
Yeah, you as well, buddy.
All right.